The ultimate despair. What's up, gamers? This is Kratz AK, and welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. So, basically, we finished Chapter 5. We're getting close. We're getting close to the end. This is the final stretch to hope! Ah! But, yeah, I guess I'm starting. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the Mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now, Right now, we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Oh, Chapter 6, holy frick. Rattle, rattle, it's locked, but we have a way to open this door. Right, Kyoko? Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool? The surprise tool that'll help us later? You got from the headmaster's room? Guys, that was a Mickey Mouse Clubhouse reference. Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in school, right?
That's right.
Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Hey, Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it, and slid it into the keyhole, and then, click! Yes, it opened!
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good? We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally. We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. That's the rest of the gang. Everyone that's left. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder intent on reaching the surface. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. Oh, that is dark. I had no idea we were so far down. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Good observation from the ultimate detective there. If you fall, I can't catch you. Because then I'll fall. Because I won't be holding on. Which is how you don't fall. Yeah, I'll be careful. Now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So, Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you about. You said you're the ultimate detective. Oh, frick, 1 second. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So, how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. Bro, my family's always seen it that way. Okay, like, how come freaking, like, TV shows and games and movies portray detectives as like freaking, just like freaking gods who know everything? Like, okay, so in the real world, I hate to admit it, but like, for the most part, detectives don't freaking, like, they're not solving intricate Danganronpa cases every day. I don't know, it's like, or at least that's what I've gathered. but just they're always portrayed as like, oh yeah, it's the sacred duty. We are the people who built the Pharaoh's tomb. We are the Pharaoh. Then is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Bro, did you even freaking ask at Makoto? There's like no famous detectives in real life, I should say, because there's like Sherlock Holmes, you know. Unless, you know, a detective like sweats up and solves. But nowadays, detectives are just people on 4chan. That's, not saying like the actual, not the people who partake of the role. But now the famous people, what I'm saying is famous people that, have, the most famous people who have caught people doing stuff are now just 4chan. That's what I gotta say. Because, I don't know, I don't really know where I'm going with this, but like, huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So,
Right.
Because we take pride in it.
Indeed.
Pride? Detectives neither light nor shadow. I mean, like, we represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. Hold up. Don't we represent justice, though? Like, you try to find the truth. But you try to find the truth for the sake of justice, not like just because. It's not like, yeah, I'm just neutral, I'll find the truth just because. Just for funsies. Not like a freaking Byakuya moment where, you know, just doing something drastic for funsies. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. There's a freaking lead case in my nose. Get that out of there. Which is why we made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. I saw that out of the corner of my eye, the Makoto's eye, and I thought that was just freaking Byakuya's face for a second. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of an old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. Okay, wait, guys, I have to tell a story real quick. I have to tell the story of how my elbows got freaking sliced up so hard. So, basically, today, I just had a plank for 6 minutes, which, I mean, don't want to, like, say that I lack in physical strength and all, but not many people can just plank for 6 minutes straight. But we had to, and we had to do it on that, like, sure, the planking was pain, but like, it was just planking. But we had to do it on a football field. And when I say that, I don't mean a football field of grass. I mean a football field of freaking turf. With hard rocks things that hurt so bad. Oh my gosh. I had to have my arm on that for 6 straight minutes. And I couldn't break. And it hurt so bad. There was literally blood. Like, it was so painful. But it's our family creed. Assassin's Creed! And we do know what we must do to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride? Conceit! Dignity! And so that explains. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However...
Well, like, what even the frick? And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Yeah, well, shut the freaking pride up. Like, I'm pretty sure having someone's trust is better than pride for the most part. I don't know, just you're like, why do you give up pride by just telling someone your profession?
I
In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing I was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Nah? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk
Wrong.
about. There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However,
There's something I want to say to him, though. Huh? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Yeah? Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young. What the heck? Okay. So I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising
However,
future, but he had no interest in detective work, so he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. Okay, that's like... I didn't even know what the frick to say to that. Okay. That's like... If... Alright, say my father was... What job do I... Let's just say he's a farmer, alright? And, like... Okay, let's say he's a farmer. And then I become a lawyer. I have a child, and they become a farmer. And they hate me because of that. And like frick. Alright, so what was I saying? Alright, so basically oh yeah, so that's like saying my child just freaking hating me, and I take pride in my farming. You don't take pride in your lawyerness because you do it, but your father didn't. It's like, what the freaking crap even? I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. Bro, it's like... Pride? Or going your own path? That's the question. Like, okay, if I was required to be a freaking farmer or else my parents would hate me, I would be like, okay, whatever, hate me. I don't want to be a farmer. That's pretty much how it goes. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. What if Kyoko, or not, Makoto just dropped down? That would be so funny. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. Yeah, like, come on. You gotta live your life. You gotta do it doing something that you enjoy, or forced to do something that you don't. Which one do you choose? Really, it just comes down to if you're required to do the thing you don't, but have your family like you, or the thing you like, but have your family don't like you. It's like, well, doing something I hate every day. is not fun. It's just like, it really just comes down to that. So, I think he made the right choice of just, I mean, like, you know, just leaving, and, you know, just leaving his daughter is, like, yeah, not good. You don't do that, but, I mean, taking his own path, because that's what he wanted to do. That's good. That's all fine.
However,
But there's one thing, oh, I didn't read that one. I don't blame him, you know, no, wait, that's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true. But there's one thing I can never forgive. Really?
so
What the heck? Oh. The way everyone else looked at me, I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, it was a good thing.
however,
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his
Correct.
shadow. That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past, in order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him out like that?
wrong.
Okay, Makoto. I'm gonna have to agree on with Kyoko on that one. Not what she's saying right now, but like on the but your family, just to cut him out like that. Because you know, he kinda just dipped for you pretty much your whole life, so it's like, you know. Are we connected by heart and soul?
Hey.
No. Is blood really enough to call someone family? No, yeah, it is enough. It's literally like the definition of family. Like, yeah, it is enough. Yeah, I'm quite sure it's more than enough. It's, you know, literally only connected by blood but not heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear that. Oh, I'm so hungry to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond, so instead, I said nothing. Oh my gosh, it's finally freaking over. That scene was forever. I just kept climbing the ladder in silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. We did it, boys. We made it to Danganronpa 2. Looks like this is
Indeed.
it. On the other side of the door. Oh, Speak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where it will come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... we're here. Looks like we're back. I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. No, that ladder was so freaking long. Holy crap. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. I kind of want some, like, sunny side up eggs. Like, holy frick, that sounds good. Now I might just make some. Now we're back in Hope Speak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. Yeah, you also never would have gotten in there without her, so I don't think you should be freaking thanking her. Nothing's necessary, I was just returning the favor. Whatever. Oh, do I have to talk out of here? Talk out of here? So now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So
then let's just get concrete. Concrete.
in other words,
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Monokuma, is there a problem? Yeah. Kills Makoto. Wait, that's...
however,
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time until we're found out, and it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't.
Because...
Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. Mastermind's ensnared? You said something like that before. What does it mean? Oh my gosh, today was so freaking tiring. The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. Oh! Holy frick. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was. If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. Oh my gosh. That should help with our negotiating. I'm still super uneasy about this. We don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Go?
Let's get going. Frick. To the gym I go. Yeah, I just gotta walk there. Okay.
Well now.
Hey. Kyoko, I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay? Now that you thought he'd react like that. Makoto, why are you here? Yeah, I figured. You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
How does Monokuma even have veins? So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party's exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko, do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However...
But before you do, let me just say one thing. Makoto wasn't the guilty party. If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? Huh? I lose?
Hey!
You! Explain yourself! What do you mean by that?
Because...
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
In other words...
I was supposed to be chosen as the Blackened and then executed, right? Hey! What are you talking about?
However...
When Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
Right.
Yeah, thanks for killing me, Kyoko. In response to that unexpected development,
Indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation, no more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However...
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come.
Am I wrong?
Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro, you did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the Blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well?
And you can prove this, right?
Well...
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine? To make such a bold claims without a shred of evidence.
That doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now. With a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there's only ever one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because...
Wait, I wonder if it still says she's ultimate question mark. I don't know. Doesn't anymore. Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution, would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you love so inspire. But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
Indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching would be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly
Listen
right.
to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course. You can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. Sorry, that was my Goro Akechi impression. No, you have no choice but to prove it. I don't know if it's good. That's for when the Persona 5 Let's Play. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. Grrr. If you want to earn our despair fair
that's
and
what we
square,
have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mukuro's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair.
Kyoko opens her mouth. Wait. Kyoko opens her mouth, this song. It's true though.
Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial? One last showdown? In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. Barry?
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes. Now, what you suggested might be possible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
in other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Wait, did he say despair? Oh, no, he didn't. Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out? Or will my despair, there we go, claim victory?
I can barely contain myself!
Wow. Let's have one final grisly showdown. What if he talked like that the whole entire game? That's what freaking Zero the Third does in Zero Escape. The second one. Zero the Third literally just freaking... He just makes bunny or rabbit puns the whole time because he's like Monokuma but a rabbit and not as good. And we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely up
You
in the end.
guys!
So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right. Every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that,
I can barely contain myself!
then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mystery of the school,
Guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all of that, we'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how all this turned
Hey.
out. But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. So what?
Hey,
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement. You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception? Then it's part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro? It's a very polarizing approach, I know. But okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but the killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
Listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why'd you go all quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm really angry!
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would you? Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You really gonna let me go? Yeah, I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair.
Hey.
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. Rest in peace on being able to see another Monokuma theater. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. Just like that, we were out at the gym. Hi, Kyoko! I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. What the frick? No, you're not. I have to thank her? Why would I thank her? Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you. Don't thank me just yet. Yeah, especially the 24 hours I went without food and water. That was because of you, thanks. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
So...
They had no choice but to accept. Right?
Because...
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let their guard down, like I said. So when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
So...
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they hijacked the airwaves to broadcast her school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they said that. And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable. You don't exactly read about something like that happening there very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However...
And yet somehow, the mastermind was able to do it.
In other words...
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something like that difficult. A reason?
So...
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. Us killing each other. They wanted to show the world.
It would seem...
The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all the rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
In other words...
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But
Correct.
why? To prove a point, most likely. Despair! Prove a point.
Hey.
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
That's right.
And for those of us who represent hope, to kill each other and sink into despair, the mastermind wants the world to see that. And try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal as the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right. It is ridiculous. Completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet the same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world, the mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored the rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
at the very least,
At least that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
indeed.
But that is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, Junko died way too freaking early. They tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge?
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got the chance. Because you believed in me. Another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet.
Whew.
It looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet. Why is Kyoko so boring? She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
correct.
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win.
Hey,
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. Oh yeah, true. True. Oh, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone.
however,
Is that really possible? Nah.
anyway,
Anyway, right now we have to go find the
shall we
others.
go?
They're probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go? Can I teleport to the dorms? Alright, watch him be in the dining hall. And suddenly we were greeted with... Oh. You again. Your 1321255. Is he broken?
Whew.
I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Agilus for some equals sign arc 61. I mean, he's not wrong. Jeez, what the hell?
However,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah!
Is that Makoto?
The gang's all here. including chair.
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
Huh? You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Well, we gotta do a non-stop debate real quick to... Everyone was there. All my friends who'd struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto. He smells like a wet dog. Get away, shoo, shoo. In a flash, my tears dried up. I still can't believe you survived. Yeah, me either. Do you realize why it is you escaped execution? It was alter ego. You saved my life.
That's right.
Not too many people can say they had their life saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you. Bro, it's just good to have Plant be alive. My homie.
Yo!
Makoto, what was it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit world. Did you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo. No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. I mean, who the heck is Miss Cleo? Cleopatra from Clone High. So what have you guys been doing when I was gone? Well, we figured that since the trial was over, we'd have so we have access into new places again. And no dice. All the rooms that were locked before were still locked. So there weren't any new areas. Then where can we go to find new clues? You stink. Are you rotten?
I'm telling you.
Rotten physically, mentally, every way you can be rotten. Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage for a while. The smell is so smelly. Oh, super smelly. You smell even worse than me. Way worse than me. I win. She seems happy for some reason.
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma. Yes. Explain? Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you all. I need to tell you about the last class trial. The last class trial?
In other words...
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it. Like I keep telling you. Makoto isn't the killer, and of course, it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
I see.
Wait. She's saying... What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
I'm glad Byaku is smart. That's... What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do to stop it. But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap, did you? You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy. I just,
However...
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rule states that only the Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
Correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared, that's what you're referring to.
Don't be mean!
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again. Later. So, knowing all this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So, our job is to expose the mastermind? But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery? But we've been looking around all this time, and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway...
Yeah, you've probably guessed it already, but if you lose this time, everyone dies.
Oh
Everyone?
I hate you!
Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with the Master. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
Anyway,
at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth.
Interesting.
In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say. But figuring out who the mastermind is and how they killed Mukuro and all the school mysteries, it's a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe, but this time the trial's different. We know who our enemies now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve those mysteries. I'm not sure about that, huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
Indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint?
I see.
Basically, Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. Huh? But why?
So
It
in other
means
words,
it's one of us. If the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
in other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in this killing game. Then the mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. And in Mukuro, you got 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them.
that's right.
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now? What? You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say that for sure. If that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse
Indeed.
us. It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair. So they must be a high schooler. Can you say it's not possible? Oops. But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well...
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret. Frick!
But...
I don't care how sneaky you are. We would have noticed something sneaking off that many times. Someone.
I'm right?
Then maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still. Huh? Oh, was that the nighttime announcement?
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school.
Nice.
Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of my family.
At this point, I can rely on only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
Well then, after making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Master, he didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream, without the cream, or coffee. You're totally useless. So bye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. And now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
Just a second.
Hina, you wanna come with? Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves? Hina, let's squad up. What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing.
But,
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know?
I mean,
But up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. Alright, I'm glad you finally realize. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. Huh? What do you mean? Makoto? That's really nice of you to say. Yeah, but it doesn't make sense. But still, you know, I've been mostly totally useless.
okay.
So I figure, at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. It was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just
Indeed.
us two. Oh, frick. I do not want to investigate with Kyoko. So you're gonna go off on your own too, right,
However-
Kyoko? Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're gonna do our searches separately, doesn't mean we can't still work together.
So,
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigating, doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
so then,
Well, I better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check. Monokuma said all the doors in the school have been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go
Makoto.
before. Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. With that, Kyoko's gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of this school. And then we can all escape together. Hey yo, a homie really do be listening. Oh, this song is... This is so fire. Okay. I'll start by taking another look at Mukuro's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Mukuro, I forgot. Well, that's the end of this episode.